What's up, gang guys? Brian here at 3TR, and I'm here to do a little video request topic. Now, this topic was sent to me by a good guy by the name of Fortrix Mega Man, and yeah, I said Fortrix Mega Man, and he practically wanted to know what were some of the heroes or villains that I personally would like to see be put into the new game, Injustice: Gods Among Us, which is my probably by now second most anticipated game of 2013. So this is just a small top 10s list of heroes and villains that I personally believe would make a great addition to the fighting roster, which we already have in place. So start off with number 10. Raven. Now, Raven is on this list because I think that her magic abilities would definitely make for a very effective fighting character. My only gripe with her is that she's not really a on-ground type of character. She mostly does most of her attacks and abilities from the air. And, I mean, although Superman does it, Superman could definitely fight on the ground itself. That's why she's not higher on my list. And I definitely would prefer characters who have a dark past or a dark future, which if you've read some of the comics that she's been a part of, she definitely has a very, very dark backstory, and I think that her unique abilities would definitely make for some of the very effective attacking abilities. So that's why she's number 10. And now on to number 9. John Henry Irons, or aka Steel. I definitely think we should have just on a personal opinion, throw in a couple African-American heroes. But John Henry Irons, I believe that he was one of the few people who tried to take over for Superman during his death, and I definitely think he's definitely a heavy offensive attacker, especially with his hammer, which comes with all types of abilities. And with his particular suit, it definitely would fit in with the more ironized versions of the heroes, because it seems like they're all going to have an iron version of their suits, not going to be made out of just, you know, latex or whatever it's made of. They're all going to be armorized. So I think having an armored character like Steel, especially with all the main head-on attacks that he could pull off, I think he would definitely make a great addition to the roster. And now on to number 8. Now, Killer Croc, in my opinion, I wouldn't necessarily put him as like a roster fighter, but be more of like a mini boss before, say, the main boss. Kind of, since this is being made by by the guys that make Mortal Kombat, NetherRealm Studios, I would expect them to add a little bit Mortal Kombat into this particular game. So this would, in fact, be one of the equivalents to, say, Goro and Mortal Kombat. So once you've taken on, like, say, 7 or 8 normal heroes or villains, come up to Killer Croc, and then after you beat him, then take on the main baddie of the game. So that's why I would put Killer Croc as number 8. And now on to number 7. Cheetah. Cheetah, I think, is a very well done foe for Wonder Woman. She's very fast and very ferocious, and so she would kind of, personally for me, be kind of a reminder of, say, Scorpion, but a little bit more ferocious. She definitely has the speed of a cheetah, if you don't know, so she would definitely be able to move around and have a lot of fast-paced attacks. And for someone who really knows how to use her abilities well, I think she would be probably one of the most powerful characters, but only if used correctly. And that is why she is my number 7. And now on to number 6. John, or aka Martian Manhunter. I think that he's one of the main members of the Justice League. He's one of the wisest members of the Justice League, and he definitely has some of the most unique abilities, especially with the ability to shapeshift into like different animalistic forms or alienite creatures. So having that ability, also with the ability to move through solid objects, I think would give him a natural advantage over characters who have more physical attacks. So if, say, someone were to come up and try to punch him, maybe he could turn invisible, dodge that move, and then go through it and then hit him from the back, or transform into some type of beast temporarily to do a devastating move. But personally, he would just be an awesome addition, and definitely would stand out from your typical hero who has straight up attacks or magic abilities. And that is why he is number 6 on my list. And now on to number 5. Captain Atom. Captain Atom is in my personal perspective, his name really tells you everything he's about. Adam definitely uses a lot of heavy atomic blast attacks, so he would be probably one of the more powerful characters. Although he has gone head-to-head with Superman before, I think that his overwhelming atomic movement attacks would definitely make him probably a much more power-based attacker than strictly using straight-up fists, which is why I'm a little on the fence, which is why I'm putting him right in the middle. And I think he would be a decent addition, maybe not the best addition, but just a personal pick, just because I like him so much. And on to number 4. Amazo is personally one of my all-time favorite villains, especially with his ability to absorb and adapt to the specific conditions of his opponents. Would definitely make him probably one of the most dangerous characters to play as. So let's say if you're, I don't know, playing as Amazo and you're fighting against, say, Green Lantern, you might have the ability to, for some temporary time, absorb Green Lantern's abilities and then use them in a different way than, say, Green Lantern would be able to use. So in a way, you actually become the character you're fighting, but done it in a much more dangerous setting. So that's why Amazo, and he's also a very amazing physical fighter, which I have seen him in the comics, which is why I think would be a great addition, if not be one of the mini bosses for this game. And now on to number 3. Static Shock. Again, throw another African American in there, and simply because he reminds me a lot of Cole McGrath from Infamous, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be a great addition to All-Star Battle Royale for the PlayStation. So I think that having someone who also can use electric shocks in kind of a similar way would be a fantastic character. Probably would be one of my personal favorites to play as for multiple specific reasons, maybe reminiscing to another character which I just mentioned. So that's why he's my number 3. But as cool as Static Shock is, he's nowhere near as cool as my number 2 or number 1. So on to my number 2. Okay, if you can't put in Killer Croc and you don't want to put in Darkseid, put in Doomsday. If you're gonna put Superman, Doomsday is the obvious choice to put for a strictly straight up physical battle. Make him a mini boss, or I could even see him being the main boss, and he would be an insanely difficult challenge with his amount of endurance, amount of ferocity, amount of punishment he can dish out, especially if he can literally beat up someone like Superman to death. Just imagine what he could do to the rest of the roster. I think it would take everybody on the roster to team up just to take down someone like Doomsday. But as cool and as dominant as Doomsday would be in terms of actual fighting style, there's only one other character that I think would be my personal favorite and probably be the first character I would play as added to this game if done so. For those of you who have known me well enough, you should have seen this coming. Bane. After seeing just how dominant of a fighter he could be in The Dark Knight Rises, and to see his actual personal fighting history with Batman, it just bugs me that he has not been in a fighting game before, because he is such a physical attacker. And depending on which version of Bane they decide to add in may change the type of style of gameplay. So if they decide to stick with a more traditional Bane, as in he has the Venom, perhaps he has 2 different phases. As in his normal phase, he'll be like a standard fighter with a number of certain speed abilities, but if you manage to activate like some sort of special ability and allow him to get his Venom, then I think he would be a little bit more bulkier, get a lot more bigger, and although be a slower character, his attacks would certainly cause a lot more devastating damage, which is why he is my number 1 pick to be put in Injustice Gods Among Us. And if you guys like this video, please like, comment down below, and subscribe to top, keep track of me my future videos. And also, guys, tell me, what are some of the characters that you would like to see in Injustice Gods Among Us? So please, send me a video response or type your top 10s list down below, and I'll be sure to comment on all of you. And like always, thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you next time.